The Ugly Duckling by John O'Grady. This is a story of a duckling that is bullied by the other animals for looking different. Although many don't look up to grocery store workers or delivery people, it is always important to respect everyone. Enjoy the story. A crack began to grow in the shell of an egg. The mother duck smiled as her last duckling broke through its shell. She quacked, "Aren't you a large duckling? And you're not yellow." "But it is no matter. I love all my ducklings." The large gray duckling peeped hello to its siblings. The mother duck led them to the edge of the pond for a swim. One by one they waded into the water. The large gray duckling was a strong swimmer. He had no problem keeping up with his mother. Everyone at the pond was pleased to meet the ducklings. But then another duck paused over the large gray duckling. "What have we here?" asked the duck. "This is my youngest duckling," the mother duck said. "Not to mention the ugliest," laughed the other duck. "He may look a little different from the rest, but he is my fastest and strongest swimmer. Pay no mind to that duck. I love all of you," she told her little ducklings. But the ugly duckling felt terrible. He was sure nobody wanted him around. That night he decided to run away. When everyone was fast asleep, the sad, ugly duckling walked into the night. When the sun rose, the ugly duckling found himself at the edge of a new pond. Geese lived on this pond. Suddenly, a big dog leaped from the grass and scared the flock of geese. The ugly duckling hid among the reeds and cattails. The ugly duckling continued on his way. This was the duckling's first winter. With winter came wind, ice, and bitter cold. More and more he missed his mother. At last, when he could no longer find a spot for swimming and dabbling, the ugly duckling put down his head in despair and fell asleep. What a wonderful dream he was having! A fire warmed his feathers, and walls protected him from the wind and snow. Not wishing to wake this delicious feeling, the ugly duckling opened just one eye. A cat and a hen were peering at him. A kind old woman had taken the ugly duckling into her home. The ugly duckling stayed with the old woman for the rest of the winter. At last the days warmed and the snow melted. The ugly duckling thanked the old woman and returned to the outdoors. Rain and melting snow filled the marsh with fresh water just right for swimming and dabbling. One morning the duckling woke to find 4 swans gliding on the water. "Good morning, swans," he said. "I'm sorry to bother you, but may I share your pond?" "You are a pleasure to see," said a swan. "Your feathers are like pure snow," said another. "Your neck is so long and graceful," said a third. The ugly duckling glanced at his reflection. He could not believe what he saw. Mirrored in the water was the most beautiful swan he had ever seen. "That is me?" he asked the largest swan near him. "Of course that is you," the largest swan said. "Where is your family?" one swan asked. "I ran away," said the new swan. He told the swans his story. "And I still miss my mother," he said. "She loved me when I was an ugly duckling," he cried. "Mothers always see what others can't," the swan said. "Now I'm afraid that I will never see her again," he sighed. The family of swans looked at one another. "We will help you find your mother again." He flew with the swans across dozens of ponds. Wherever they flew, everyone who saw them pointed and exclaimed at their beauty. But all agreed that one swan outshone the others. His beauty came from within. Soon they reached that special pond where his mother once sat, waiting for her eggs to hatch. Her beautiful new swan had come home.
That's the end, kids.
We hope you like this fairy tale, and remember, you are all special.
Stay tuned for the next read aloud.
See you later.